Hey everyone, I'm Jill Powell and I have my beautiful friend Callie here who needs to have her brows every single day, as we all do. And so we are doing this beautiful kind of natural brow. She doesn't have a lot working with naturally with your hair, so you have to put them on every day. And it's very, very important. So you feel naked without them, right? Completely naked. We don't like to go out in public naked, do we guys? No, so we are dressing her up and creating these beautiful brows, so stay tuned for all my tips. Okay, so working with Callie's brows, so she has very, very faint hair, not a ton of it. So we do have a shape going on that I can definitely follow, but this is a scenario where you really have the option of using multiple products. So you normally use kind of like a liquid type product, right? You can use a brow like pomade where it's almost like a gel formula. You can use a pencil. You can even use a powder or even like a pen. I have a minimized kit today, so I don't have a plethora of brow products because I was traveling and I brought a tiny kit, and I honestly still have my tiny kit. So we are gonna do her brows with brow pencil. But what I could do, I was telling you earlier, using like a marker, if you wanna have like that really natural brow hair stroke, we could use a marker and kind of draw in those little hairs, which is really cool. It kind of looks like microblading. Or that kind of an effect. You can use powder if you want more shading, or pencils are gonna give more of a precise look. So we're gonna use pencils today, if that's okay with you.
Absolutely.
And we're gonna get some brows on because you do not feel comfortable without your brows.
No.
She's like, ah! So here we are, this is your before, but we are gonna transform this right now. So I have lots of different options for brow pencils. We have something that's more like a fine tip. This one's like a creamy fine tip, which is by Lancome. It's the Brow Define Pencil. I have a Dior Brow Styler. This one is more of like a firm fine tip, and I do love this one because it stays really well. It doesn't move a lot. We have something like MAC Lingering, which again is really fine. I also have thicker ones. So this one's by Hourglass, and it's got that kind of triangular shape. So this is really good if you have like a lot of brow to fill in, but you like your brows a little bit thinner. So I'm going to use the fine tip pencil because I want to keep that precision with her brow. And color-wise, I'm thinking I'm going to like this. This is the Lancome number 4 light brown. So I'm gonna start actually on this side. I'm gonna have you turn your chin towards me. And first I want to kind of sketch out her shape. So I'm going to start on the very bottom and really get the shape of her brow. So starting on the inner corner, and I'm just using really light strokes, but I want to make sure that I have the shape down. So once I have the bottom of the brow, or so I think, and I can always adjust, I'm going to take that same pencil and I'm going to draw kind of hair or brush strokes, hair strokes from the bottom going up. This will create like a really nice natural filling in of the brow, and will kind of create a hair-like texture or finish. And I'm going along the top as well. Short little strokes just to really fill in. So her arch is in a great spot. And again, I have a little bit of hair that allows me to follow the pattern. But if you look into the camera, so her arch should be like on the outer part of her eye, and that's exactly where it is. The beginning should be right on the edge of her nose, and that's exactly where it is. And then the end should be about right here. So I can extend it a little bit more. I'm gonna start from the arch and extend from there. Do you like it pretty consistent all the way across as far as thickness, or do you like it thicker on any portion?
Typically thicker, closer to my eye.
So thicker on the inner corner. All right, so we're gonna build this up just a little bit more. And I'm taking the end of the brow pencil, which is like a little spoolie, and just brushing it through. It kind of creates a little bit of dimension and kind of creates that, like, again, hair-like finish so that it looks very natural and not just totally drawn on. So you have one brow. We're getting there.
So close.
Feel a little bit better?
Almost.
She's like, I just need to turn
Halfway
this side.
naked.
I know, brows are so personal and you feel so naked without them. I get it. Okay, so we're finished with the pencil. I have tried to make them as symmetrical as possible. You know, just using like a pencil or my finger or anything to kind of measure and make sure that the arches are equal and the beginnings are equal and the ends are equal. You do your brows a little bit darker typically. I think the product you use is a little bit darker. So this is a nice, like, soft kind of ashy brown. She's blonde, so an ashy blonde, not ashy brown, ashy blonde eyebrow. But what I can do is go back in with a brow powder on top of the pencil just to add a little bit more dimension and color. So we're gonna go ahead and do that. Okay, so I'm gonna go in with the Anastasia Brow Powder Duo, and I think this one is taupe. And an angle brush, this one's the MAC 266. And I'm just gonna take it, I'm gonna start at the base of the brow because that's where I like it to be the strongest and the darkest. I'm gonna go right over what we did with the pencil. Especially on this outer part, she didn't have as much hair out here, so we can go a little bit deeper with that. And then I'm just gonna kind of tap in and fill in. The Lancome pencil has a little bit more of like a waxier finish, so it will help to grab the powder on top of it. And it will help with like a longer wear. Same thing on the other side. So starting at the base and then kind of filling in an upward motion. And then I'm just gonna take a little bit of that darker color. Because she has a little bit less hair on this outer corner, I'm just gonna define it. Don't want it too dark, but it will just help to mimic a little stronger hair. And then also optional, some people like a really precise brow, so you can take a little bit of concealer and clean up any edges if you feel that it's not looking as clean as you want to. For you, I kind of like this natural vibe, so we're not gonna do it. But if you were to do a concealer, just take some sort of small brush that you can have like a nice crisp edge, and then you can just take that concealer and go right along just to really pop that. Right there. And then same thing on the top, right here. And right there. Do you clean it up with concealer usually? No? Nope. See, there you go. I knew it. Premonition. Okay, so just to recap, Callie started out with just very light hair, so we had to do a little bit more correcting with a brow pencil. I used the Lancome Brow Definer in number 4 light brown, and we started along the bottom part of her brow to really get the shape, and then using like a soft upward stroke motion, kind of building in the hair, and then building through the top and the arch to create that shape. If you take a pencil on the outer part of your nose, that is where your brow should start. It should end from your nose to the outer corner of your eye, and then it should arch right on the outer corner, if you look straight for me, on the outer corner of your iris. Those are kind of the points where brows should be. So if you don't have a lot of hair or something to work with, that's how you know you're getting your shape correct. So we also went in with a Brow Powder Duo by Anastasia in taupe. And I did use both tones. So I used the lighter tone to kind of, again, start at the base and fill in. But then on top of that, I used the deeper tone in the duo to kind of create a little bit more dimension on the arches and on the kind of tail of the brow. So this is a really natural look. Because she's blonde, I wanted to use something that kind of worked with the colors in her hair. So we went a tiny bit more ash on the tones so that they weren't too warm. And I'm loving the results. And now you feel like a whole woman because you have your brows.
Yes.
Brows and lashes, guys, that's what we all need in life. I hope you enjoyed these tips on creating a perfect, soft, natural brow using a brow pencil and brow powder, and can't wait to see you next time. Thanks again for watching my video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Comment below what you want to see next. All of the products used in my video are also linked below. And if you want to see more, follow me anywhere at Jill Powell Glam. Thanks again.